Hey folks, this is Johnny. Welcome to a Patreon members only video, and today's subject is going to be mixing the song Killer Queen by the band Queen. I wish this was something I could put up on YouTube. I know it would get a lot of hits, but unfortunately, due to copyright issues, I can't do that, so I can only do it behind what they call a paywall and make it private. So this is just for you folks. Hopefully you enjoy it. It is the original separated tracks, which I've actually done some further separation when I was preparing the mix session, and I'll go through all of that as we go. All right, so this is going to be cool. I'm actually in my new mixing room here, which has turned out amazing. If you guys go back to my YouTube channel, you'll see a bunch of videos on how I had to customize the studio to actually make a little bit more space and to combine two rooms into one. It's pretty cool. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to take all of these tracks. We're going to try to do a good mix on the song Killer Queen. Now, some disclaimers. The first one is I am not an avid listener of the band Queen. I love them, and I listen to their songs whenever they play, but I don't know all of the details and how this song was mixed. So I am actually approaching this song as if I've only heard it a couple of times and mixed by someone else. So I'm going to put my own spin on things. The approach to this video is going to be what I call a minimalist approach. I'm just going to be using the native effects that come with Studio One. I'm not going to be using a bunch of third-party processing, and in fact, you're going to see, and I'm probably going to tick off a lot of seasoned engineers out there, you're going to see that I'm not going to process all of the tracks. I'm actually going to group some tracks and process the bus and not put processing on every individual track. Now, there are going to be a lot of people that are going to disagree with this, but let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. And again, I'm not familiar with how the song is mixed from the original, so there's going to be a lot of my own kind of taste put on this mix and how I mix for clients and stuff. That's how I'm going to approach it, as if I'm mixing for a client. And I can only wish in my deepest, brightest dreams that I would have had the opportunity to mix the band Queen. I wish. All right, so let's go ahead and go to the classroom. And here are the way all of the tracks are set up now. You can see that there are a lot of tracks, and I removed the dead space. I have left any crosstalk that was in between the tracks from the original session. Like with the drums, there's some horrible crosstalk on some of the drums. Some of the guitars, and on some of the guitar solos and some of the guitar work, you can hear where the microphone was on the cabinet and they were getting bleed from like maybe the control room to wherever the song was playing, from the control room to where the amp was and everything. So, but that stuff is actually very, very minimal. All right, so the other thing that I've done is I've turned down all of the volumes. I have, like I said, deleted all the dead space. I have taken some little pieces out of some of the tracks, as you can see here, so that I can process them on their own tracks, so it kind of increased the track count a little bit. We're going to see if that approach works. I also got the names of the tracks down to their basic names. And yeah, and that's it. So I've got my main channel on 0 dB, and I have not gain staged any of these because since I have the VU meters on pre-fader metering, it gives me the ability to actually play the tracks and see the levels without turning up the faders. I can also do this on my fader port as well, just like that if I want to, just like that. All right, so this gives me the ability to see if I need to do any gain staging. And as far as I've previewed already, most everything is actually gain staged pretty well. Some of the stuff goes a little bit beyond -6, which is what I usually gain stage to. If the tracks are all loud, I'll gain stage to -12, but I usually pretty much stick with -6. So you can see that as the tracks that are playing, let me actually go down a little bit. Okay, we got some guitar parts coming up. You can see that the gain staging is actually pretty good. Nothing really goes that far above -6 dB. It's nowhere near 0. So if I stretch these out really nice, you can actually see a little bit better. So let's actually just kind of look through these as we go. Everything looks pretty good. All right, so I am not going to do any gain staging. Again, might be a rule I'm breaking, but this is how I mix my songs. I got my fader port here. You guys can see it on the other camera. I'm going to be using a little bit of the fader port, a little bit of the mouse. So we'll see how this goes. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to want to do here is I want to mix in the drums. And I'm going to bring the mixes in, or I'm going to bring the tracks into the mix one at a time. I'm going to do the kick drum, and then I am going to do the snare, and so on and so forth. So I'll be mixing the drums first, then I'll bring in the bass, then I'll bring in the guitars, and then I'll bring in all the vocals. All right, so let's see. Oh, yeah, there's some piano tracks in here, too. Actually, the piano is one of the primary instruments. So it'll be drums, bass, piano, guitars, vocals. All right, I'm going to try to hold to that. I may change my mind as I go, so don't kill me. All right, so let's see here. What do I want to do? All right, I'm going to start with the drums. And I'm just going to hit play. And let's see. Let's bring up a kick drum. That sounds good. Right, not sure I'm getting enough volume on the video. So I need to do something. I am going to go to my universal control. And I am going to go to my mixer. Now I've got one of the new PreSonus interfaces. I've got the HD8, the Quantum HD8, and this thing has some amazing features, and I'll be doing a bunch of videos on this as well. So what I want to do here is I want to increase the volume of Studio One going out. Let's see if I can do this here. Going out to, there we go. There's the loop back. Here's the loop back going to you guys. So I'm going to turn this up a little bit. So let's see now what the volume is going in to the recording here. All right, let's see here. There we go. That's a little better. Oh yeah, when I start doing the videos on the HD8, you guys are going to be floored because it is so easy to use. All right, so there's the kick. There we go. And let's see, we have the toms. Get a little closer here. So let's see, we got high toms and low toms. See, I think I got a drum fill coming up. All right, so here's a drum fill. So I'm going to get the high toms and the low toms. Now this is just going through this haphazardly, and I'm going to pan them a little bit left and right. Let's see. All right, so one of the things that I notice is that there is no overheads. Or is this an overhead? Nope, that's a hi-hat. And we've got the finger snaps and the bell. That's the finger snaps here. And the bell over here. All right, finger snaps and the bells. All right, so let's do, let me see. Let me preview this in. Okay, so the crash is over there with the high toms. All right, I'm actually going to go full right. There's the hi-hat. All right, we're going to do drummer's perspective. We're going to do audience perspective. Well, if it's a right-handed drummer, let's see, if a right-handed drummer, it would be this way, I think. Let's see, let me actually face the drums. All right, actually, if it's a right-handed drummer, it would be on the right. All right, so there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tracks for drums. All right, let's go back to the finger snaps. Let's actually look at the bell. Gonna give that a little bit of a right side. Well, actually, we got the hi-hat on the right. Let's put the bell on the left. See if this one's the same. Ooh, what is that doing? Ooh, okay. Let's double click on that. There we go. So I'm kind of gain staging this a little bit. I'm going to do the adjustment on the wave file so that I don't have to mess with the fader for the track. All right, let's actually see what that sounds like. I don't even remember that sound in the song. There we go. All right. Now remember, we're building this up from scratch. So some of this stuff I don't remember in the song. Okay, now listen to how this sounds. Let me actually get this up here. There we go. I like the panning on this drum part, especially with the high toms and the low toms panned a little bit. Actually, I might go all the way with them. I swear I don't remember that sound being in the song. Okay, all right. Just trying to get a grip on the sounds that I'm hearing, and you can see all of the tracks are mono. Let's see. All right, so we've got the drums there, and I don't know if I'm going to put them into a bus just yet. Well, let's try it. I'm only going to take the actual drums. I'm going to right click and I'm going to say add a bus for the selected channels. There we go. And this is going to be the drum bus. Watching the levels. All right, I think what I'm going to do is I am going to go with a channel strip. I'm going to go with medium. I'm going to put a little bit of compression on it at medium. See if I can get a more snap out of the snare. There we go. That's a little bit better. Let's add a little bit of highs to that. And you can actually hear the bass coming through the drum tracks. Hey, what happened to my highs? All right, got a nice level on that kick. Nice. Might be a little too loud on the hi-hat. Ooh, where did that hi-hat sizzle go? Let's see if that's on this. Okay. So that's a little bit. It's actually coming through the mics. Okay, so we've got that. Let's do the bass. And let's see, we got the first bass right here. So we have a DI and a mic. So let's start with the DI. Let's get the mic in here. So let's go ahead and take the DI bass. Yeah, we'll even get this one in the... Oh, actually, you know what? We're going to leave the little bass riff right there. We're going to leave it by itself. So I'm going to highlight these two guys, right-click, and say Add a bus for selected channels. And this is going to be the bass, the bus. There we go. Solo it. No, I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to do channel strip. I want it fast on this one. See, I don't really need any EQ, I don't think. Ooh, I can actually do this a bit. Keep the compression right there. Okay, so now, do I want to put that in? Not sure. Now you guys know how he played it. See, what the thing that I like the fact that it's got a little bit more mid-range than what I have going with the rest of the bass, so it might cut through real nice. I have a little too much low end on there. I'm going to bring the low end down back to here. Now, there are some people that automatically on a bass track will actually do a little bit of low cut and a little bit of high cut, or low pass, high pass, low pass, however you want to say it. I don't usually do that unless I hear a problem. All right, so now this is just preliminary. I'm not married to the levels here, but as I bring in the other instruments, it's going to make a lot more sense. All right, so let's see. So the main instruments are the pianos. So let's go ahead and we're going to start with this piano. right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to take all three pianos. I'm going to right click and I'm going to put them in a bus. This will give me the ability to process them all together. So I can get a good sound of this. Nice. Alright, so I want to change the order. I want to bring all of these tracks up under the piano. So now all of the vocals are in blue and they're at the bottom. You got vocal drop-ins and stuff. That are these over here. Alright, so let us see. Dang it, there we go. So let's see, what have I got going on here? My panned over too far? Oh, I don't need that. All right, so let's start with this harmony guitar, which you can barely read because the letters are white. I wish they'd fix that. So let's start with... Oh, let's start with the rhythm guitar. This goes throughout the whole song, so let's start with this one. So let's go ahead and bring him up and see what we've got. Yeah, so you can hear some of the bleed, which I think is actually kind of cool. Now, I could gate that out. I kind of like it. See, that's coming out loud. But a lot of you didn't know that there was actually a rhythm guitar under there because I definitely don't remember. Let's go. Okay, so you've got a little piano. That little bell. Okay, so you know what I'm going to do? since I got this one, got that one panned over a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this track complete. Now there's two of them, so I don't need this one. And I don't need this one because I am putting them on their own tracks because I want to process this one separately. All right, let's see if we can brighten this up a little bit. I am going to do another channel strip. And remember, this is minimalist mixing, folks. I'm not going for a duplication of, what was released back then. Since I don't know this, I'm not super familiar with the song and how it sounded. I'm kind of putting my own spin on things. So I'm just going to compress it a little bit, but I'm going to go fast so it doesn't pump. And I'm going to bring in a little high end here. A little more. Maybe a little more. There we go. So now if I put it in the mix. But the big thing I want to do is I want to pan it over a little bit to the opposite side of the bell. So now we got the bell. I still don't remember that sound in the song. Alright, let's get back to the guitar. A little worried about the guitar. Should I cut that out? I think I should. God, that guitar sounds so good. Just I almost don't want to put any processing. All right, so should I use a gate or should I use the tool? I'm going to start with this. And I'm going to hit delete. All right, so that works. Just going to put a little tail fade on here. Good. And I'm going to do the same thing with the front of this. Okay, so now I have to decide how much of the background noise do I want to get rid of. So let's see, okay, so here's this. So let's see if I use the expander. That's not going to get rid of it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make a cut here. Go back. Well, that didn't work. There we go. Give it a little bit of a fade in. Okay, so I can actually cut it here, and I believe here. So I can actually have this tail kind of a little bit. And then have this kind of... Whoa, that was way more than I wanted to zoom in. All right. There we go. Perfect. It's so minute. All right. So let's go back to here. All right. So I can put a cut mark here. And yes, I'm a mouser. I do not use keyboard shortcuts. I just don't. That's loud. So let me put a little bit of a fade in here. There's a Queen fan out there that thinks this is just blasphemous. He's throwing tomatoes at the screen. Who does this guy think he is, mixing a song by Queen? Okay, so let's go back to here. Do a clip, back to the pointer. Okay, we're going to go and move up. I hate it when it does that. There it goes. You go to move a cut and it moves everything. Yeah, it's like, it's a bug. Oop, too much. There we go. For those of you wondering, well, how do you get the waveforms that big? I've actually got the data zoom on. So here is the original. I just like them nice and thick so that I can see them. Okay, so we have edited the guitar track for the rest of the song because it had so much bleed. Not something they were able to do back when they recorded the song. So they either had an engineer just, turning the track down when it didn't need to be heard, or they just left it. I have a feeling they just left it. All right, let's solo. I'd almost like to hear a little bit of room on it. Watch this. You guys are going to say, "Ew, what are you using that for?" I have a mix verb that I'm going to put on here. Now, you know what? Actually, I'm not going to do that. And I'll tell you why. I'm going to put it on ascend so that once I make the adjustment, I can use it on other tracks and only have to use one instance of the mix verb. See, that sounds nice. Just really simple. And it's in stereo. If I'd actually put it on the mono track, the reverb would have been mono, unless I changed the channel condition or the channel format to stereo. And I don't want to do that. I want to keep these things coming through in mono. So if I put the reverb on the send is created and is automatically in stereo, and you get a little bit nice wider of a feel. Now the cool thing is I can now go back to the drum bus. That's the bass bus. Just so you know. You see, I'm not paying attention. There it is. Okay. Now, if you listen closely to the drums, they actually sound like they got a little bit of room. Let's try it. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to add the mix verb. That much. All right. Get a little more snare. Here's our bell. Ooh, you know what? That's a good idea. We can go to the bell, and we can put that bell in a little bit of a room. Let's go to the mix verb. So let's see what that bell sounds like with just a little bit. Nope, too much. Okay. And now let's do the same with this. So I think I can just go like this. Bam. Yeah. There we go. Same level. Here. Whoa. Oh boy. You see that? I accidentally moved the whole track because my mouse hit my atom. All right, so let's see here. A little bit more, maybe. There we go. Okay. This is too much fun. All right, so now we've got the other guitar tracks. I have no idea. Let's see, I need to bank over my faders. All right, so am I already on that? Nope. Something wrong with my fader port. My feeder port isn't banking. Yes, I should be able to go over here and hit the button, and my feeder port should bank. Bank. There we go. I didn't have the bank on. Some reason I turned it off. There we go. All right. All right, so let's see. We've got this guy here. So what are these two? No, these are two other guitars. So let's see. One, two, three. Okay, let's start with this one. Actually, I'm going to take all three of these and bring them up. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to solo them first. Alright, now let's do that again. Okay, so these, that is, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these two. Since they're playing with this, I'm going to leave this center. I'm going to take this one and go left. And I'm going to take the next one and go right. So let's see what that sounds like. Now, that is weird. I did not hear the pan. Oh. Looks like it might be clone tracks. Yeah, they look identical. So if they're identical, then when they play together, they're still going to sound mono. Well, they have a little bit of separation. I don't like the sound. I could take this one since they're, yeah, they do look like they're cloned, don't they? Or maybe they recorded it to 2 tracks. Guitar 1 and says guitar 2. Man, either he's really good, but they sure look the same. I'm going to try something. I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to add a little bit of a delay to it. So if I go at 10 milliseconds. Now they're phasing. Actually take that. Go back to this. All right, I'm going to keep them panned, but let's see how they sound. I suppose I could actually check the phase. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. So here's the input controls. There's a phase button on the yeah, there we go. So I've got these two. So let's see if I flip the phase on. Oh, that's terrible. All right, well, I'm going to leave them kind of as intended and just leave them in the center. Just pan a little bit. So with this one, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a little bit of the mix verb and see how this sounds. Love that harmony. those were part of that. Because they actually sound good. I like the volume. Okay, so we have this track here. Now, I haven't done much EQ on these. I like the way the drums sound. Okay, so we've got one more guitar. There, that's how that sounds. Sounds too loud. Okay, Sonny. I'm nice that say knee. See, I like the volume level of them here. Now, I'm not going to do much processing to these guitars because to me they sound fantastic. And of course, this really points to that capture is key. If you can capture your sound exactly the way that you hear it when you're playing it in your room or through your amp, there is not much mixing and effects that need to be done. Now, I'm sure that on the original they did a whole lot more than this, but like I said, this is minimalist mixing, getting a decent sound out of a decent mix. And these captures are just genius. All right, so my point. I've got a lot of headroom. In Studio One, you've got a lot of headroom, and I don't hear any kind of distortion. But we'll be fixing that soon. All right, so my only issue are these two guitars at the end. Okay, so what I'm going to do is instead of doing automation, I'm really not big on automation. If I don't have to, I can either use the gain volume. I can right click and I can do a gain envelope. But I think what I'm just going to do is I'm going to take these two and I'm just going to drop them just a bit. And maybe that one. That's how it ends. I'm missing a guitar. Oh, nice. Almost forgot about that. Alright, so I'm going to bring this over here to get rid of all that noise. Alright, what am I missing here? Ah, that's why. So I think that other guitar is up here. There it is. But I don't want to ruin that volume. So I've got these two. Alright. So I need to actually get a cut here. And then bring this guy up just a little. That was terrible. Ah. So I'm going to do a Control Z. And it looks like I need to do the cut here. I'll go back here and take that. Now what, you know what I'd really like to do? I'd like to put those in their own speakers. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to right click. I'm going to say duplicate track complete. But I am going to remove these and that. So if I do this a little bit. Let's see how that sounds. I don't like that at all. I'm just going to undo back. Yeah, see? I just like it like that. let's see. So let us turn off the input controls. There we go. All right, so you guys can see if I go to the skinny faders. See that we're clipping a little bit. Before I start doing the vocals, I want to fix this. I want to fix this a little bit. So what I'm going to do, I have to think about this. Give me a second here. I could send these all to a mix bus, because right now they're all going to the main. So it would be all of these tracks going to their own bus. So this is the mix verb. So if you look, these are all going to the main. Every single one of them. So if I create a bus, so before I do the vocals, I have to really think about this. Just add a bus channel. Okay. So I'm going to call this the mix bus. All right. So now I can actually point all of the music I'm sure there's a bunch of you out there. I know how to do this. I don't want to do this. All right, so I've got that all. Well, that's actually not what I want to do. I want everything to go to the mix bus. So this is the... All right, let me go back to the end here. Mix verb. Oh, mix bus. This needs to be over here. I wonder why the mix verb. Well, see, I think what I can do is I can take this and then go all the way across and take this. And, oh, yeah, you see. See, I've already got other buses. So these are going to the drum bus. So I want this to go to the mix bus. All right, since these are going to the main, I want them to go to the mix bus. These two bass mic. Oh, since they're going to the bass bus, I want the bass bus to go to the mix bus. Just a bunch of buses. So let's see. So this is the bass fill. So it's not pointing to a bus. So this can go to the mix bus. So here are all the pianos. Where's the piano bus? Oh, there it is. Go to the mix bus. See, I should have set this up first. Not thinking. So the rhythm guitars, they're not going to anything. See, piano bus, piano bus. All right, so the rhythm guitar, that's the main rhythm guitar, and this is the end guitar. these need to go to the mix bus. Have I lost anybody yet? You know what? And I do this all the time. I always screw this up. So the stuff that isn't already pointed to a bus can go to the mix bus. And then the buses, for the things that are bussed, their buses go to the mix bus. Good Lord. All right, so let's see. All right, this is the lead vocal. And this is the last vocal. And they are going to go to the mix bus. All right, so now, if I did this right, right. So I need my mix verb to go to the mix bus too. There we go. So now, when I turn down the mix bus, everybody should go down. Yay! You know how long it's been since I've done a mix like this? It's sometimes, when I mix for clients, sometimes I don't even mess with buses because I don't really get that big of projects. One of two things. I can turn down the mix bus, or I can put a limiter on the output. There we go. All right, we're no longer... Right. Who's ready to hear Freddie? I know I am. All right, let me stretch this back out. And let me get to the man himself.
Cake, she says, just like Marie Antoinette, a building a remedy for Khrushchev and Kennedy at any time, an invitation you can't decline. Caviar and cigarettes, well versed in etiquette, extraordinarily nice. A pretty cabinet, let them eat cake, she says, just like Marie Antoinette, a building a remedy for Khrushchev and Kennedy at any time, an invitation you can't decline.
All right, now I wonder if they recorded some compression going in, because it kind of sounds like it. All right, I don't want to compress around my channel strip. Like I said, I'm just doing minimalist mixing here. I'm trying to get a good sound out of basics.
In a pretty cabinet, let them eat cake, she says, just like Marie Antoinette, a building a remedy for Khrushchev and Kennedy at any time, an invitation you can't decline. Caviar and cigarettes, well versed in etiquette, extraordinarily nice.
To the top.
She keeps a Moet Chandon in a pretty cabinet. Let them eat cake, she says, just like Marie Antoinette. A building a remedy for Khrushchev and Kennedy at any time, an invitation you can't decline. So caviar and cigarettes, well versed in etiquette, extraordinarily nice.
I love the way the drums sound.
She keeps a Moet Chandon in a pretty cabinet. Let them eat cake, she says, just like Marie Antoinette. A building a remedy for Khrushchev and Kennedy. At any time, an invitation you can't decline. Caviar and cigarettes, well versed in etiquette, extraordinarily nice.
Sorry, it's just I'm listening to it on my speakers. I don't know what you guys are hearing on your guys' systems, but it just sounds it just sounds incredible on mine.
To avoid complications, she never kept the same address. In conversation, she spoke just like a baroness. Met a man from China, went down to Geisha Minor. Then again, incidentally, if you're that way inclined, perfume came naturally from Paris, because she couldn't care less, fastidious and precise.
That edit was overlapped on the same track because I don't have any other vocals on. Any of the other vocals on. All right, I'm actually going to shrink this. I'm going to move this vocal down at the bottom because these are all grouped with the lead vocal.
To avoid complications, she never kept the same address. In conversation, she spoke just like a baroness. Met a man from China, went down to Geisha Minor. Then again, incidentally, if you're that way inclined, perfume came naturally from Paris, because she couldn't care less.
All right, so now on the main outs, I'm going to keep this really simple. And on the inserts, I'm just going to put a limiter. I think I'm just going to type it L-I-M. That's not an M. That's an M. All right. And I'm just going to keep it. Normal. I'm not going to drive it more. I'm just going to keep the reduction at -1. And then it shouldn't clip anymore.
To avoid
and it shouldn't pump.
To avoid complications, she never kept the same address. In conversation, she spoke just like a baroness. Met a man from China, went down to Geisha Minor. Then again, incidentally, if you're that way inclined, perfume came naturally from Paris, because she couldn't care less, fastidious and precise.
All right, so now these backup vocals, yeah, I'm going to put these. All right, I'm going to bring this up next to the lead vocal. See, been going on an hour here, folks. I do things visually as well as audibly. And I'm going to put the things that play before. I don't know if I don't even know how to explain it. So you can see that this vocal comes in before these. So I'm going to put these in a bus. I'm going to leave this along with this because this is doing something completely different from these. Yeah. All right. So let's see. And I'll save the pretty pink one for later. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put these. You know what? I'm not going to bus them yet. Just going to bring them all up at once. Here we go. Ready? Whoops. Oh, did I miss one? I did? Oh, that's that one. Doy. There we go. Just going to bring these up. I'm just going to leave them where they're at and see what they sound like.
Cigarettes, well versed in etiquette, extraordinarily nice. She's a killer queen, gunpowder gelatine, dynamite with a laser beam, guaranteed to blow your mind. Ooh, recommended at the price, insatiable in appetite.
So I'm gonna bring this one up. All right.
Remedy for Khrushchev and Kennedy. At any time, an invitation you can't decline.
Ooze. I found the ooze. Oh, now I know what I'm going to do with these. Let's go ahead and, whoops, I'm going to do it from here. Let's go ahead and bring in my channel strip. Let's brighten them up a bit. Compress them just a hair. Keep it on medium. And bring these. And of course, I'm going to go ahead and put my mix verb on it. I want these a little bit deeper. A little more.
At a time, an invitation you can't decline. Caviar and cigarettes. A building remedy for Khrushchev and Kennedy. At a time, an invitation you can't decline. Caviar and cigarettes, well versed in etiquette, extraordinarily nice. She's a killer queen, gunpowder gelatine, dynamite with a laser beam, guaranteed to blow your mind. Ooh, recommended at the price.
All right. So now for the chorus vocals. I know what I think I'm going to do, but we'll see.
She's a killer queen, gunpowder gelatine, dynamite with a laser beam. She's a killer queen, gunpowder gelatine, dynamite with a laser beam.
All right. Here we go. I'm going to do these. Yeah, I know. You know, I get like stupid excited with this stuff, so don't judge me. So this is the backup bus.
She's a killer queen, gunpowder gelatine.
All right, I'm going to kind of keep these dry.
She's a killer queen, gunpowder gelatine.
But I kind of want to put a little bit of this mix verb on it because just to make them sound like they're in the same environment. I'm going to bring the channel strip in here. I want to brighten these up, compress them just a hair. We're going to go with medium.
She's a killer queen, gunpowder gelatine, dynamite with a laser beam.
See, I want to hear that sibilance.
Extraordinarily nice. She's a killer queen, gunpowder gelatine, dynamite with a laser beam, guaranteed.
Okay, these need to be louder.
Extraordinarily nice. She's a killer queen, gunpowder gelatine, dynamite with a laser beam, guaranteed to blow your mind. Ooh, recommended at the price, insatiable in appetite. Wanna try? To avoid complications, she never kept the same address. In conversation, she spoke just like a baroness. Met a man from China, went down to Geisha Minor. Then again, incidentally, if you're that way inclined, perfume came naturally from Paris, because she couldn't care less, fastidious and precise. She's a killer queen, gunpowder gelatine, dynamite with a laser beam, guaranteed to blow your mind.
So now I don't want to sacrifice the mix. I don't know about what you guys are hearing, but from where I'm at, yeah, these are really sounding, at least to me, incredible. All right, so I think that these anytimes. I like the pan position, but I don't like the loudness. So I think I'm going to snip. I could use the gain. All right, those are the only ones. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop them all just a little bit.
Dynamite with a laser beam, guaranteed to blow your mind. Ooh, recommended at the price, insatiable in appetite, fastidious and precise. She's a killer queen, gunpowder gelatine, dynamite with a laser guaranteed to blow your mind. Killer queen, gunpowder gelatine, dynamite with a laser beam, guaranteed to blow your mind. Ooh, recommended at the price, insatiable and appetite. Wanna try? You wanna try? Ooh, killer, killer, she's a killer queen. Drop of a hat, she's as willing as playful as the pussycat, the momentarily out of action, temporarily.
Alright, so let's see what this is.
Playful as the pussycat, the momentarily out of action, temporarily out of gas.
Okay, so this is a lead vocal. So that's going to have to go up here. So much for my visual.
The momentarily out of action, temporarily out of gas. To absolutely drive. Playful as the pussycat, the momentarily out of action, temporarily out of gas.
Alright, so for this, so we're actually going to go to the tall mixer so I can duplicate this. So here's the lead vocal, and I'm going to want the same processing. Hey, where's my send? There it is. I want this on that, and I want this on that. So that makes these match.
Playful as a pussycat, the momentarily out of action, temporarily out of gas.
Alright.
Playful as a pussycat, the momentarily out of action, temporarily out of gas. So absolutely.
Alright, needs to be a lower.
Playful as a pussycat, the momentarily out of action, temporarily out of gas. So absolutely dry. She's a killer queen, gunpowder gelatine. She's out to get you. She's a killer.
Should that be up a little bit?
She's out to get you. She's a killer queen, gunpowder gelatine, dynamite with a laser beam, guaranteed to blow your mind. Ooh, dynamite with a laser beam, guaranteed to blow your mind. Ooh, recommended at honest middleman from China went down to gauge your mind. Then again, incidentally, you're that way inclined. Perfume came naturally from Paris because she couldn't care less, fastidious and precise. She's a killer queen, gunpowder gelatine, dynamite with a laser beam, guaranteed to blow your mind.
And that chorus, the vocal on that chorus. Now, some of you might not like that, but I'm into that kind of panning. But I always like my vocals up front, you know, right in the center. Unlike my Beatles songs, which I prefer the separation of the old Capitol days. But yeah,
Like a baroness, middleman from China went down to gauge your mind. Then again, incidentally, you're that way inclined. Perfume came naturally from Paris because she couldn't care less, fastidious and precise. She's a killer queen, gunpowder gelatine, dynamite with a laser beam.
all right, I'm gonna turn up the volume on the lead vocal.
She keeps a Moet Chandon in a pretty cabinet. Let them eat cake, she says, just like Marie Antoinette. A built-in remedy for Khrushchev and Kennedy. At any time, an invitation you can't decline. Caviar and cigarettes, well-versed in etiquette, extraordinarily nice. She's a killer queen, gunpowder gelatine, dynamite with a laser beam, guaranteed to blow your mind. Ooh, recommend.
All right, so for the chorus, I want to make a little bit of an adjustment here. I'm gonna put this on pans so I can get a better adjustment here. So if I start with this guy, I want to go to 50 because I had it on like 70 something. So 50, I got these adjustments from my good friend Bobby Booth. because I was panning stuff too far left and right, and he came up with 50, and I really like the adjustment. So 50 and 50. So let's see, I can get this at 50. There it is. All right, let's see what that sounds like.
She keeps a Moet Chandon in a pretty cabinet. Let them eat cake, she says, just like Marie Antoinette. A built-in remedy for Khrushchev and Kennedy. At any time, an invitation you can't decline. Caviar and cigarettes, well-versed in etiquette, extraordinarily nice. She's a killer queen, gunpowder gelatine, dynamite with a laser beam, guaranteed to blow your mind. Ooh, recommended at the price, insatiable in appetite. Wanna try? To avoid complications, she never kept the same address. In conversation, she spoke just like a baroness. Middleman from China went down to Geisha Minor. Then again, incidentally, if you're that way inclined, perfume came naturally from Paris, because she couldn't care less, fastidious and precise. She's a killer queen, gunpowder gelatine, dynamite with a laser beam, guaranteed to blow your mind. Built-in remedy for Khrushchev and Kennedy. At any time, an invitation you can't.
I turned up the drums just a hair.
Built-in remedy for Khrushchev and Kennedy. At any time, an invitation you can't decline. Caviar and cigarettes, well-versed in etiquette, extraordinarily nice. She's a killer queen.
Oh, I'm going to hit save because I haven't. Boy, this is taking a huge chance. I've gotten this far in the song and I hadn't hit save yet. I've got, you look, I'm not using any CPU. I'm using the new HD8 from Personas, the Quantum. And I've got a little Mac Mini with only 8 gig of RAM, and I mixed an entire song and didn't hit save once. What a damn fool. Jeez. All right, let's check that out again. All right, so the last adjustment that I made before I hit save was raising the drum bus just a little bit so I could get a little more kick and snare.
Built-in remedy for Khrushchev and Kennedy. At any time, an invitation you can't decline. Caviar and cigarettes, well-versed in etiquette, extraordinarily nice. She's a killer queen, gunpowder gelatine, dynamite with a laser beam, guaranteed to blow your mind. Ooh, recommended at the price, insatiable in appetite. Wanna try?
Okay, so I want to make one more adjustment, and then we're going to take a look at, I'm going to open the limiter, and I've got a -1 drop here. I want to, you can see the reduction is, looks like it's about 7.
Built-in remedy for Khrushchev and Kennedy. At any time, an invitation you can't decline. Caviar and cigarettes.
So these are the things that would be peaking if I didn't have the limiter on. I could even drive the limiter more to give it a little bit more pumping.
Built-in remedy for Khrushchev and Kennedy. At any time, an invitation you can't decline. Caviar and cigarettes, well-versed in etiquette.
That might be too much. I'm just going to go down just a little bit. So I'm actually driving the limiter a little bit and letting the limiter balance it out.
Built-in remedy for Khrushchev and Kennedy. At any time, an invitation you can't decline. Caviar and cigarettes, well-versed in etiquette, extraordinarily nice. She's a killer queen, gunpowder recommended at the price, insatiable in appetite. Wanna try?
It's a little bit
To avoid complications, she never kept the same address. In conversation, she spoke just like a baroness. Middleman from China went down to Geisha Minor. Then again, incidentally, if you're that way inclined, perfume came naturally from Paris, because she couldn't care less, fastidious and precise. She's a killer queen, gunpowder gelatine, dynamite with a laser beam, guaranteed to blow your mind.
right. That guitar needs to come up.
In conversation, she spoke just like a baroness. Middleman from China went down to Geisha Minor. Then again, incidentally, if you're that way inclined.
All right, I'm going to bring a channel strip in on that.
The same address. In conversation, she spoke just like a baroness. Middleman from China went down to Geisha Minor. Then again,
Okay, I'm just making sure that
she's out to get you. She's a killer. You wanna try?
if I get this all in here, I need to put a nice fade. And since it's all audio tracks, it should be relatively simple to just do this.
Appetite. Wanna try? You wanna try?
Oops, I gotta undo that because I tagged too many events. So let's try that again. I just want it on these, just these very end ones. There we go. There we go. again. Just these two. To the full view, and I think we are finished.
From Paris, because she couldn't care less, fastidious and precise.
All right, so this. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do.
From Paris, because she couldn't care less, fastidious and precise.
I want to bring this up a little bit.
From Paris, because she couldn't care less, fastidious and precise. She's a killer queen, gun-body gelatine, dynamite with a laser beam. Incidentally, if you're that way inclined, perfume came naturally from Paris, because she couldn't care less, fastidious and precise. She's a killer queen, gun-body gelatine, dynamite with a laser beam, guaranteed to blow your mind.
Made a little bit of adjustment to the bass. All right, so wow, we're already an hour and a half in. If you are still watching this, I love you. All right, so shall we do the whole song one time through? All right, so get your, let's get on your good speakers and any kind of a system that you have in your house that you want to listen to this on. If you're watching it on YouTube, it won't be on YouTube. I wish it could be. If you're watching it on your computer or on your TV, you got a web browser, you've gone to Patreon and you're playing the video. Let's get your good speakers. I'm going to play it once through all the way, and I'm going to call this the final mix, and then we'll get your opinions over there on Patreon and maybe make some adjustments as we go. All right, you ready? Here we go from the top.
She keeps a Moet Chandon in a pretty cabinet. Let them eat cake, she says, just like Marie Antoinette. A building remedy for Khrushchev and Kennedy. At any time, an invitation you can't decline. Caviar and cigarettes, well versed in etiquette, extraordinarily nice. She's a killer queen, gun-body gelatine, dynamite with a laser beam, guaranteed to blow your mind. Ooh, recommended at the price, insatiable and appetite. Wanna try? To avoid complications, she never kept the same address. In conversation, she spoke just like a baroness. Middleman from China went down to Geisha Minor. Then again, incidentally, if you're that way inclined, perfume came naturally from Paris, because she couldn't care less, fastidious and precise. She's a killer queen, gun-body gelatine, dynamite with a laser beam, guaranteed to blow your mind. Drop of a hat, she's as willing as playful as the pussycat. The momentarily out of action, temporarily out of gas. You're absolutely dry. She's out to get you. She's a killer queen, gun-body gelatine, dynamite with a laser beam, guaranteed to blow your mind. Ooh, recommended at the price, insatiable and appetite. Wanna try?
Okay. What do you think? Did I destroy it? Sounds pretty awesome on my system. I wish I could share this on YouTube. I so wish I could share this on YouTube. But I can't. Because they'll flag it. They'll flag it for copyright. Maybe Patreon will flag it too. I don't know. But there you go. That is how I would mix this song. The captures are perfect. Can I make that sign anymore? Maybe not. I'm sorry. I don't know what's PC anymore. So let me know what you guys think. I will have this thing up right now. Let's see, it's gone an hour and 38 minutes. And it is actually 12 minutes after 7 on Wednesday, the last day of July, which is what I promised. So let me know what you guys think. And yes, I did wait till the last flippin' minute to do this. So, I mean, I always work better a little bit under pressure, and I come up with more creative things sometimes. Sometimes I don't. For those of you that have had projects with me and, hey, where's my stuff, man? All right, so that's going to be it. Let me know what you guys think. And if you guys thought that this was worth the price of admission, I'd like to do more of these. I don't know where else to get tracks to put my own spin on the minimalist mixing. I could have done so much more with so many different plugins. I could have used the mix effects. I could have done all of that stuff. I have to be honest, I don't use that stuff much. And when I do a mix for a client, I don't do much more than what I did here. Sometimes if the tracks are lacking, yes, I've got to do a whole bunch more. I might have to do some timing fixes. I might have to use a little bit more compression to bring out a track or something like that. But again, it's important to realize that these are some pristine captures. They don't get any better than this, especially on Freddie's vocal. Can I call him Freddie? So to hear his voice in my studio was an absolute joy. I mean, an absolute joy. I don't know what else to say. So I'm really curious in what you guys think of all of this, and I hope it was worth the wait. If you guys have access to any other tracks and you'd like to see me mix something a little bit more elaborate, I would love to take a whack at it. And for those of you that are supporting me on Patreon, thank you, thank you, thank you. This is only for you guys. The free members are not going to be able to view this. They might be able to view a preview, but that's about it. So there you go. This is specifically for all levels. From the $2 to the $9. So thank you guys for taking the time and making it to this point. For those of you that are sleeping, wake up. You might have to rewind a little bit because I think we got a good mix. At least in my room, it's killer. You guys have heard the way that I mix my own stuff. It's usually pretty... I usually mix with a lot of depth and a lot of brightness and things like that. So let me know if if one of you guys thinks that I did too much on the high end, because I really like the crisp vocals. Even if the sibilance is too much, I still like them. So let me know what you guys think. And I will see you all in the next members-only Patreon video.